XRP expansion comes next. Folks, this isn't clickbait. We're going to go straight into the data, get you right on into this update. The context is the U.S. economy is expanding. GDP for Q3 just smashed expectations of 3.3%, coming in at 4.3%. And this is all while we've been battling a Fed that wouldn't lower rates, was conducting quantitative tightening, and now that is shifting as the liquidity cycle is set to open up and expand with our growing economy, taking us into 2026, and that bull run continuing for XRP. So yes, we're going to back it up by data and real analysis in today's update. Straight on into it, folks. Scott Bessent on the Federal Reserve, because I wanted to share this first to frame up this context. So if we are going to point fingers who to blame, let's not focus on President Trump, President Biden. Let's focus on the real powers that be, the private central bankers that are the real heart of the issue when it comes to income inequality and when it comes to the discrepancy between the haves and the have-nots, those who own assets and see significant appreciation in those assets taking place, and those who don't own assets and can't get into the asset ownership class. I don't blame Trump. I don't blame Biden. They're the problem. And so I know when I read off the numbers and talk about the economy expanding, we are talking about, right, the upper end of the economy, of the middle class, of the rich that are expanding. And we're seeing the wage growth at the bottom end of the tiers is not keeping up. So I understand. But who do we blame? Not a president, not a politician, a group of private bankers that are actually not even part of our government. Scott Bessent, let's play it.
Long duration safe assets, and then the people who receive that money would buy more risky assets. Ben Bernanke famously said, when he was asked what's the purpose of QE, he told everyone, go buy equities. Well, not everyone could buy equities. So we ended up with like this two-tier economy where either you were an asset holder or you weren't. And the Fed definitely kept QE going for too long. And I called the Fed the engine of inequality. And someone said to me, well, do you believe that the Fed is responsible for economic equality in the system? And I said, absolutely not. That is not one of their mandates, but they shouldn't be exacerbating it.
Right. Let's not make it worse. Right. And this is the whole issue. Let's not get political. Let's talk about the private bankers, the real heart of the issue. Now, continuing on, folks, this is what we're talking about here as far as expansion. David Sachs coming in saying the golden age is here.